What's going on, guys? Patrick here, bringing you a brand new video today. We've got another killer video for you guys full of information. Today we're going to be looking at the Bitcoin indicator that has finally turned bullish. We're also going to be looking at Tron, USDT, and unfortunately some sad news that also went on in the cryptocurrency space. But guys, before we get started with that, if you guys are interested in making money trading cryptocurrencies, make sure you check out the first link in the description or the first link in the comments for the cryptocurrency trade alert group. I post every single one of the trades that brought me to a six-figure portfolio in the group. So if you're a complete beginner, if you don't have time to do technical analysis, or you don't know how to do technical analysis, you can copy my exact trade. It takes 2 to 3 minutes to set up, and after that, profits are taken automatically for you. So it becomes very, very passive. We have altcoin trades, we have leverage trades, and we have the #1 community in the cryptocurrency space, full of people ready and able to answer your questions 24/7. And we still have our holiday sale going on where you can get your first month for only $10 rather than the original $49 for your first month. $10, that's 80% off. So if you guys are interested in that, I can't wait to see you inside the group. Without further ado, let's go over the technical analysis. I did want to share with you guys a trade that we had recently in the cryptocurrency trade alert group. We actually are still in this trade as of the time that I'm recording this video. As you guys can tell, we entered over here roughly around this range with a stop loss at 8,150 and our first take profit at $8,770. Now, of course, this was set strategically because we expected Bitcoin to drop potentially a little bit, but overall during the weekend to have a move up and to hit further targets. However, as you guys can tell, that did not go exactly to plan because we did have a continued red candle, and then Bitcoin did drop all the way down to around about $8,230, right? So it dropped all the way down over here, and again, we placed our stop loss for a reason at 8,150. We did not hit our stop loss. We then held Bitcoin. The last 2 days have been going very well. We hit our first take profit, and our second take profit is at $8,850, and we're hoping to hit that one very soon as well. Right now, the trade is 100% in pure profit as we moved our stop loss. So no matter what happens with Bitcoin, if it drops back down all of a sudden, one big candle to $7,000, we still close the trade in profit. So that's very good to see. Now, again, linking to what I said previously, I did highlight this zone for 7,300-ish to 7,700 where I want to pick up Bitcoin for the long term. Maybe this is something we're not even going to see happen. Of course, with the recent bullish action that we've seen, people are starting to say that maybe we're not even going to see this drop. But again, I'm still ready in case this does happen. And that's honestly that's the best thing we can do, is just be ready in no matter what situation we are given, right? So currently we can also tell we made another higher low from previous and back here. So we have been on a sort of making higher lows. However, we do still want to see if we do make higher highs as well, which is going to be, I think, the biggest indicator, especially if we can start making higher highs from this level as well. If we can start seeing Bitcoin climb more and more, that would be very, very good. And that is on the daily time frame. Now, the indicator that I was talking to you guys about before we jump into the 4 hourly, I wanted to share with you guys this on the daily time frame. Now, this indicator, if we can just do this, this indicator was shown to me by Crypto. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably know who they are. 44,000 subscribers on YouTube. They're a very big crypto channel as well, and they were highlighting this one particular indicator. Now, I'm going to take off the EMA ribbons really quick to show you guys and put on the CM Guppy EMAs. And there it is. So what this has done previously is indicate every time we started to get into a more bullish long-term trend. You can see where we switched over to red during obviously the end of the bull run, the start of 2018, and it has been red ever since we had the recent shift on April 1st, around about that time, which I'm sure a lot of you guys remember, where we've been green. And then from there, it obviously had a red shift as well, and it's been on the red, and now we are starting to see a potential green shift coming in as well, and that could be an indicator that we are in for some very bullish action. This, again, like I said before, has been green for a very long time before, with some red areas in 2016 as well. But what it does overall is you'll notice there is a transition period over here. So this, if you zoom in, is a non-color period, right? And that's when we see this crossover happen over here. Now, the reason that it does this is to confirm that we are going to actually be shifting over to green, or if we're going to see what happens, something over here. And yeah, something over here where we saw this shift of no color, waiting to see if it's a confirmation, and it didn't happen. So it just continued in the red. So sort of a period to make sure and confirm that is the trend that was going to happen. Now, of course, this is not my indicator. I told you guys what the indicator is. If you guys want to tie in with this, and of course, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just sharing with you guys what I saw. And again, with past history and what we've seen before with this indicator, it is proven to be accurate, at least to a certain extent. So that tying in with your own technical analysis could be the bright opportunity for you guys to sort of start to form your own opinion. Now, again, this is a longer term indicator. I have this on the daily time frame, so that means, of course, that doesn't mean we're not going to see red days. You can see, imagine we had a big red day over here, even though we were on the green trajectory, and same thing here, one big red candle around here, a few red candles here. Even during this time, we saw a very big red drop while we were on the green trend. So keep that in mind as well. In a bigger time frame, on these bigger time frames and on these trends where we're looking at the longer term trend, it is normal for Bitcoin to have moves up and down. The overall trajectory, though, as you guys can clearly tell, is upwards when it's green and has been downwards when it's red, and that's sort of what the indicator is trying to point out. Now I'm going to take this off because I like using the EMAs, as you guys know, and I have two of them on. I get this question actually quite a bit. I have two of them on because one of them doesn't look bright enough, so when I accidentally put on two, it was just the right amount of brightness that I liked, and that's the reason why I decided to stick to it. Now, if we zoom into the 4 hourly, you guys will notice on the daily as well, we came back and we touched the EMA ribbon like I told you guys I was expecting and wanting to see happen with Bitcoin. Now, on the 4 hourly, we did break below at this range that we talked about previously as well, and from there we obviously found resistance from what once was support, and then we broke above that as well. So again, a very unpredictable time for Bitcoin. We usually don't see as much breakdown and break up that fast. Usually we follow for a longer period of time these trends. So it is, of course, a time to be cautious and make sure we are not doing anything, we're not jumping into anything without being 100% certain and confident in our trades. The 1 hour as well, we did break above and we are now trading above that range. Going to see if we can hold on to this for the short term, and we can, again, for me at least, hit the second target that we have, and then hopefully some more on the way up. If not, like I said, we've moved our stop loss. No matter what happens, we close the trade in profit. So that, of course, was great news in terms of the Bitcoin price, what exactly we can expect to see happen. Hopefully that indicator is correct, that we are going to see a lot more bullish action. I'm sure you guys would like that, and I myself, of course, would not mind that as well. Now, unfortunately, we have to talk about some very sad news that happened. Now, this does tie in a little with the crypto space, but even if it didn't, it's time to sit back and acknowledge what exactly went on. I'm sure a lot of you guys have probably heard of this. If not, all of you have heard about this, but you all probably know who Kobe Bryant is. Now, him and his 13-year-old daughter were among 9 people that died in a helicopter crash yesterday. I remember I was talking to a friend of mine, my phone buzzed. I looked at it, it said Kobe Bryant died at 41 in a helicopter accident. As time went on, we started to hear about his daughter and other people that were on the helicopter as well. Did not believe it at first. I thought it was one of those things where they say people are dead, but they aren't really dead. And then the person later comes out and tweets, "Not dead, guys, I'm alive. It was just a rumor," but it turned out to be true. Now, Kobe was obviously a star basketball player, my favorite basketball player. My team has been the Lakers since I was a little kid. Always enjoyed watching Kobe Bryant play. Always, really supported everything that he did. And he was just starting his second career, which was on pace to be way more successful than his first career. Now, his second career was obviously in the investing area. He was getting into businesses. He was getting into investing. And one thing we actually saw happen, and we're going to talk about this more in the future, was Kobe Bryant in entrepreneurship conferences. He was in one with Patrick Bet-David. He was also talking to Justin Sun from Tron. He also had a conversation there as well, where he was obviously listening and starting to try to understand everything that was going on, the potential investments that he could make. Now, we don't know for sure what investments he did end up making, but overall, it's a very big loss. Anybody, of course, 41 years old is still way too young, but Kobe Bryant, if anybody was going to die, I would not assume that it was going to be him. And one thing I heard that I think is the most accurate statement I've seen is that him dying pretty much shines a light on everybody else's mortality, myself included. It's not usually something you think about all the time, but if Kobe Bryant can die, then I can die as well. And it's just not something I think about, but it really hit home yesterday. Very, very sad news. Like I said, towards the end of the video, we are going to be talking a little bit more about this when we tie this into crypto, but very, very sad news nonetheless. Rest in peace, Mamba. And I'm sad that I wasn't able to watch more of his games live. If I could, going back, I would just go to every single one because it was a moment in history. But moving back into crypto, obviously the top cryptocurrencies going on right now, Bitcoin is up 3.25%. And if we look at the biggest gainer, Ethereum Classic up 20%, Quant up 20%, Bitcoin SV up 16.7%, EOS, Icon. A lot of cryptocurrencies are in the green, of course, from Bitcoin leading the way with 3% up. If Bitcoin's up, we usually tend to see a lot of other altcoins up as well. Biggest loser, Nervous Network, Bitcoin, Seal, Decentraland, but overall way, way, way more green than red than we see in the market today. And if we actually go in, we have seen that Cardano is apparently, based off of studies, one of the busiest, actually the busiest project in 2019. Now again, Cardano has a lot of supporters. I've noticed the hype die down a little bit, specifically with altcoin hype dying down. Cardano talked about a little less, but definitely one that I think a lot of people still hold bags of and want to see do well. Now, it's good news, of course, if the price hasn't done much, we haven't heard much, it's still good news to see that based off of this report, Cardano was the busiest cryptocurrency, the busiest project in 2019. Of course, trying to get everything in place to have a big and successful future. It's not about the short term. Don't forget, it's not about the short term. It's about what they can do in the long term. So things are a little slow up front. You obviously want to see them stick to an overall roadmap, but I think a lot of people have expected Cardano to be a little slower moving because they have so much they're trying to get done. So hopefully for all of you that are holding Cardano, we see some nice movement coming in, and we see these busiest project of 2019 reward. We see that start to pay in the future. Now, this is not something we talk about all the time. Pornhub, Tron, and USDT. Well, Pornhub has just added USDT as a payment method. Now, what that means, obviously, since USDT and Tron blockchain have partnered up, that you can now pay models securely through Tron Link, which is a cryptocurrency wallet. Now, of course, people are diving in to see which ones make the most sense. We see people talking about Nano. We see people talking about Bitcoin. However, again, use of this is starting to pick up, and although it is picking up in specific industries, and like I said, we've seen Pornhub mention a lot, and we've seen that industry in itself mention a lot when it comes to crypto payment adoption, I'm sure people are still using it, and if it's using it and it's working well, better than it would if you were using your credit card, then that's all that really matters. It's a step in the right direction. So I thought that was really interesting to see as well from Tron. Of course, with the Tron blockchain and USDT partnering up, it is good news for adoption. Now, to end the thing off, a little bit of controversial news. So Justin Sun obviously was using Tron and Kobe Bryant's death for self-promotion. It dragged mixed feeling through the crypto community. Of course, he went on to talk about, like I said, Kobe and Justin Sun had previously spoken on a panel together, I believe, where they did some Q&A and discussed the future of blockchain. Now, I didn't see too much wrong with what he posted. Of course, he did a little too much Tron promoting when there was a lot more tribute to Kobe that needed to be done. So I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this. Let me know down below in the comments right now. Did you think Justin Sun went too far? Do you think Justin Sun went too far and promoted Tron a little too much with Kobe Bryant's death, using Kobe Bryant's death as the platform for promoting it? Or do you not think he did anything wrong? Like I said, there are some mixed feelings. Myself, personally, it's impossible to put into words what happened with Kobe Bryant. I don't think words do it justice, and I couldn't agree more with the words that I saw somebody else say as well, and I'm going to be quoting them again, paraphrasing what they said, which is, there's no words I can say that will make this make any sense. But guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Again, sorry if I was a little bit out of it talking about this. It's still just a complete shock, and it has not really settled in with me yet. A very big loss, and again, still difficult to believe. But hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Hopefully you guys learned something, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday for another video.